on to you, Libras. So you have the Moon, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles for you, for you Libras. So there's definitely a sense of you staying hidden, incognito, out of the way, laying low. The Seven of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. While it is that you do your thing, you regroup, focus on what you want to focus on, what is important to you. Could be love, it could be finances, it could be all of those things concurrently running together. And there's not a lot of sense of you looking for attention, having a lot of friends around you, trying to gain attention. None of that. It's a sense of you staying incognito, being on the low, like I said, and doing these things. The less people that know, the better for you. There's a sense of focus. The Ten of Pentacles, there's a sense of focus that comes with in this reading as well. Yeah, there could be family dynamics, but I'm really getting family as far as people that you are genetically related to. When it comes to matters of the heart, I'm not really, for a lot of you, I'm not really seeing anything where it's a brand new romantic partner. I'm more seeing that the Ten of Pentacles that I refer to when I say that love is into this, is entered, or love is in this reading, I mean for yourself, and I mean for, or I should say from your genetic relatives, your close family members, right? People that you are actually related to. And the Queen of Pentacles now represents, and since that, there's also a sense of you Libras essentially trying to establish what love even means for you all over again, right? Because, you know, we all go through those times where it's like we need to really regroup as to what it is that we think about love, because we can end up getting so hurt sometimes and frustrated from the lack of the overall stupidity of it, right? Like the person didn't give us a chance. They used us. The stupidity that came along with it. They got, you know, the other person has all these issues and they're broken and all of that. That we can sometimes really look at it and be like, okay, you know what I'm saying, that we need to actually like reestablish for ourselves what love is. We question it, like, okay, does this thing even really exist like that, for real? And then you go through times where you doubt it. Okay, it's just a transaction, so I'm going to deal with it strictly from a transactional point of view. And then you see people do things that they don't have to do, but they do it. And it's not a part of the transaction. It's non-transactional. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with, oh, if I do this, then you'll do this, right? They go the extra mile, they do extras. And then the next thing you know, you question what it is that you thought that you knew when you said that, when you started to think that love is transactional, right? So that's the kind of situation that you Libras are going through. You're kind of going through this questioning where it's like, oh, does love even really exist like that? You know, there's a sense of you needing to redefine things for yourself. You have the Page of Pentacles. Things need to make sense. They needs to have some sort of purpose to what you're doing, right? It's like, okay, you know, I talked about reestablishing yourself. I talked about creating your own purpose, but for what for? And the answer to that is your own self-fulfillment. See, that's the thing. Like, When you create your own purpose, that's what creates the self-fulfillment, because now you dedicate yourself to something. You dedicate yourself to an idea because you want to get something done. And you put yourself in a position where you're whole, right? You are complete. You are more complete. You are more equipped because of the fact that you created these goals, you met these goals, you conquered them, right? You actually have done them. The Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles is that the human beings that are just standing there, they just in the way. But also at the same time, it's something that you have to create. You have to create on your own. It has to be purpose for your own existence, right? This is where we get the idea of Khepera, right? Or like the deity from the Egyptian pantheon that represents the self-creating one, right? Or Set, as I've talked about. Same person, different name, but represents the self-creating one. And what I mean when I say the self-creating one, I'm talking about the person that creates their own purpose out of not having our purpose, because that's essentially what it is that we doing. See, people chastise occult talk, right? They chastise it when like you start talking about magic and like mysticism and spirituality and stuff like this, right? They start bashing occultism, right? Mysticism, hidden knowledge and stuff like that. But it's like when somebody asks you what is it that you want to be when you grow up, and you say this, that, and the third, that is self-creation, because you're saying for yourself, you're speaking for yourself what you would like to do. So on the one hand, show you the stupidity in it. On the one hand, they knock it. On the other hand, they're literally asking you what it is that you want to do, and you don't even realize that you're answering the question of self-creation. So the Seven of Pentacles represents this type of found level of focus. It does take a little bit of a rest, and that's what you Libras are in. You're in a gestation phase. You are resting. You are rejuvenating yourself away from the nonsense. And I want you Libras to know that when you get yourself in some deep nonsense, you can always come back to this space, that wherever it is that you are, wherever you are, this existence, and then regain and rejuvenate yourself all over again. You can do it as many times as it is that you need. So now the things that the Knight of Wands and Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups, right? Of Cups, this represents, and so you are rejuvenating yourself to be able to, again, right? Because you Libras are probably asking yourself, how did all this stem from, right? Friends betraying you. Well, that's a very easy thing to answer. It stemmed from the fact that you had a big breakdown of your social circle, and that social circle basically was you poured your identity into that social circle, of course, because you wanted these people that you called your friends and your romantic interests that you may have had to care about you. But the fact that they don't, and they all colluded potentially with each other, maybe, you know what I mean, to make you self-destruct, or for whatever reason they just wasn't really down with you. Man, it could have been one by one, right? It was big. It was important, because Libra is about relationships, specifically romantic relationships specifically. And now that you Libras don't have that nonsense anymore, right? Specifically, people betraying you left and right, they always tend to have an issue with you and everything like that. Now that they don't have that, right? Now that you don't have that, it's like It's like being accustomed to something. Oh, excuse me. It's like being accustomed to something. And then now it's like that very same thing that you are accustomed to. Now all of a sudden one day you don't have it anymore. Now you have to figure your life around it. So that's what it is that you Libras are doing. Y'all are figuring out, like, who are you now that the friends ain't there? The romantic interests ain't there. Who are you? You know, what is, you know, and other spiritual findings, other spiritual discoveries, right? You're rediscovering yourself. Who are you again? What is friendship to you? What is romantic relations to you? What does that stuff mean to you? Right? What is it that you do? Is it that you become a player? Do you become a player? Do you start playing the games that a lot of people do, or do you remain honest? Do you become more honest because maybe you played the game a little bit, but at some point the game stopped working? What do you do? So let's clarify the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Come on, y'all. My eye itching. Anyway, you have the Fool, the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and then the Devil card that represents this Nine of Cups. Anyway, the Fool and the Hermit represents, this could take a little bit of time for you Libras to really understand the answer to that question. But what it's saying is that take as much time as it is that you need, honestly. You don't have to rush to get the answer right now. It could take years, you know? Then you have the Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the Devil card. This right here represents how a lot of you Libras ultimately you feel like it's kind of a struggle. Like, you know, who are you? And again, that's something that everyone who is on this path, who is more awakened than the average Joe, goes through. I went through that a lot of times in my life. And, you know, I have basically had the same thing of like so-called fake friends and everything like that. And I had to realize, you know, had to stop hanging out with these fake friends, because it's like, yo, like, I knew that people betrayed each other, but I really didn't understand until I started hanging out with some of the people in my neighborhood how deep dysfunctionality goes. Doesn't have a bottom to it. There's no limit to how far it can go. People's mentality is essentially stunted. You know, like they stupid. They are really, you know, I can't explain it enough. These are some dumb individuals, right? Like, they'll think that they won something, you know, trying to make you feel down, and then you're like, I'm just gonna move forward with my life. No, 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 no. Don't tell me what to do. Peace. And then now it's like they sad, and it's like, whoa, and it's like the confusion. What was the goal here? To spend your life making me feel unhappy? That's what made you feel happy? And it really goes to show you how much of a psychological thriller that is. The idea that a person can get upset, they hanging around you as friends, romantic interest, and they get sad when you're happy, and they're happy when you're sad. We're in tune world now. That makes no, if you are a person that has a healthy mindset, you're going to see it how I see it. That's odd. That's weird talk. That's weirdo talk. That's odd. So you Libra started to see it for what it is. And again, it could take years. You have the King of Pentacles and the Devil card. Both of these represent Capricorn. So this is about a sense of you essentially needing to take back what feels like other people having control over your life. This is about you, Libras, having to take back control over your own life, right? It's about the snatching back of the power that you have for your life, your destiny, the direction of where things are going, the quality of the people that you have around you. And so far, you Libras are doing a good job. Don't lie to yourselves and do what it is that you need to do, you know? That's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. There's a link in the comment section below if you want to get a personal reading, birth chart reading, books that I have on Amazon, my merch, hoodies, sweatpants, sweatshirts. Go ahead. The link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Click on it. Come and get the readings and everything so I can keep the channel going. Appreciate you, though.